Hello, hello. Coming at you, YDBT Daily. Trying to get you daily content as much as I can. Tuesdays, 8 o'clock. Every other day during the week, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Basically talk about the day's events, things that happened, all that stuff. And today I'd like to talk about subject matter that I talked about before, but the video got removed because apparently I showed a couple of guys beating the crap out of each other in a parking lot on YouTube, and they removed it. Evening, fella, says YouTube Corrupt. YouTube, have you picked up your car yet? Let me know how that thing is driving. Let's say hi to the people here. First, Clip Clop the Horse. Members, my member Stepside, another member Matt. All these are members. 508 Josh, Ivan D. Dang it, bro. Ivan D, Alex Ortega, Wit SVT. That's it for the members. 508 Josh. We got Garrett Smith. We got already got Clip Clop, Angel Jovel. We already got YouTube Corp and Free Speech. EPA is in the house. EPA, how are you doing? EPA is in the house listening to the show. As always, if possible, just reach down, hit that little like button. It absolutely helps. Trust me, I have seen a huge influx of subscribers, traffic, and the algorithm works really good. It's getting shared pretty well, so the like to dislike ratio is a thing. Just do me a favor, hit that like button, and we'll get going. So today, I wanted to talk about techs because in my job, I deal with a lot of techs. And before we get too into it, let's get some Coca-Cola action. Yeah. Oh, homeboy saw it. He's like, oh, that cap is mine. He likes the caps. Oh, yeah. So, techs. So, I have come across some pretty amazing techs, and I'm lucky to have worked with them. People like, I forgot his name. I think it's Brian Campbell at Finish Line Performance. Michael Zaka, salam alaikum. HPJ, great guy. Or one of, he's like two people. Michael Beebus, formerly of there, but now he's doing his own thing. Jake Long, Michael Chamberlain, Donnie Renfro. People that I personally, Chuck Wozornsky, people that I've personally dealt with that are excellent techs that can diagnose an issue. And typically you don't really have to do much once they've built the vehicle, right? Not many people can I give that cosign, check mark, the little blue check mark. You got it. Yeah, I don't gotta worry about the fuel system install. I don't gotta worry about IMRC deletes. I don't gotta worry about anything. But recently, really recently, some guy, I had a customer with a stock cold air intake, a stock car, Bones stock car, have a vacuum leak. How does that happen? How does a bone stock vehicle develop a vacuum leak? And I'm like, did they replace the filter? Like, did they put a K&N drop-in filter in your shit? He's like, actually, yeah. I'm like, do me a favor. Homeboy wants his bottle. You want your bottle? Bro, you gotta be good. I said, if they replaced your filter, can you do me a favor and check the stock cold air and see if it's installed properly? And he's like, son of a bitch, it was loose. And I'm like, so not every single tech is great. Some of them can be your blessing and some of them can be your absolute curse. Well, how can they be your blessing? Well, your blessing is they know how to install shit. They know what to look out for. They've done it before. They can diag a car properly. They're worth whatever they want to be worth in terms of salary or whatever the job costs. Like if you go to someone like Evan Stevens or something like that, and Danny Jimenez, all those people, whatever they charge, it's because they have experience and a bunch of background work and a bunch of, they've been there before. So the job you're going to get from people like that is legit. This motherfucker loves making noise. So the opposite is also true. When you get a guy that does it cheaper, well, guess what? He's going to give you cheap work. He's going to give you cheap ass work, and he's going to somehow develop a air leak in a stock cold air intake. Now, the other day I had a customer say to me, Alex, the customer never told me he was going to lock his IMRCs open. By the way, one of the dumbest things you can do on a bone stock vehicle is lock the IMRCs in the bone stock manifold, meaning 15 to 17, you got a 15 to 17 manifold and you lock the IMRC, something's wrong with you. If you have an 18 Mustang NA and you lock out the IMRCs, something's wrong with you. Oh, Alex, but it got ported. It doesn't matter. You literally took away some idle quality and low end torque. You just took it away because you think it's like an old 3-valve. Like I see people still call them charge motion plates, CMCVs. I'm like, no, the IMRCs, intake manifold runner control. It's not charge motion plate deletes or whatever the fuck you want to call them. Stop with the 3-valve terminology. So he's like, hey, tell the tuner that I locked out the IMRC, so he's going to have to add more fuel. He's going to have to add more fuel. I'm like, you're going to have to add more fuel? How are you going to have to add more fuel? The injectors in the mass airflow housing that's it. The charge motion plates or whatever you want to call them, IMRCs, they don't have anything to do with fueling. Absolutely nothing to do with fueling in terms of how I see it with AFR and short-term fuel trims. It's just not how it works. So usually when bad work is done to a vehicle is because a bad tech recommends the data or you were cheap, because that's what usually happens. Oh, I hit up Power by the Hour. They want this much money for install. And I got homeboy up north or down south that'll do it a lot cheaper. And I don't want to spend $2,200 on a 4 Innovations fuel system. I'll buy the budget fuel system. And then not only did you buy a budget fuel system, budget anything, you also got a budget tech. So what happens when you get a budget tech? Well, you got to do a lot more work. He wants his little bottle. What's wrong with you, bro? Dude, grab the shit, keep it in the thing, and you're good to go. So when you get a budget tech, when you have a budget mindset, your whole build is going to be budget. And then you wonder why your build isn't doing what other builds are doing. I got the same shit. No, you don't. He's got 4 Innovations. It was built by Finish Line Performance. He's got a legit Whipple, ID 1300s, and you're good. Well, why did my Bobo injectors, a budget fuel system, and any other blower that mimics something that sucks all the dick, or installed by some dickhead, let's say the same blower, but installed by some guy who'd never installed it before, you wonder why you're having issues. Because you went budget on everything. You went budget on everything. Seriously. Like, I don't understand people that go budget on everything. If someone says, like, if someone's on Facebook right now and they say something like, how much should it cost to install a blower? And I love the people that give answers. It shouldn't be more than $900. If you're paying more than $900, then they're fucking you. Oh, you mean a shop that's legit and has overhead, has to pay workman's comp to their employees, has to pay a salary, has to pay the lights. Snap-on truck comes around, they give their they got some badass tools in their shit. Or if it's one guy that has to, you're gonna dictate how much somebody charges you for. No, you're not. No, you're not. So then the other thing turns around, right? Let's talk the other thing. You start to dictate what needs to happen to the vehicle because you paid for something. That's not how it works either. If you contracted someone to build you a deck and they know how to build a deck way better than you, it is not up to you to say, I want less nails here, less screws, more screws. You already have the layout. You got the guy to do the labor. You're paying him to do the labor. He knows how to do it better than you. Imagine going to a doctor saying, I need open heart surgery, but I need you to do it a certain way. That's just not how it works. That's just not how things should be done. If you seek out a specialist, listen to what the specialist says. If you want to do budget shit, get ready to have budget shit, asshole. Real simple. So shout out to the good techs out there that get paid good for their money and understand how important it is to have a good tech. If you live anywhere near the good techs that I mentioned, guys, they're legit. They don't have to hit us up for anything. I can't diagnose. I can't be a remote mechanic. I cannot sit there and try to diagnose a mechanical issue when the tech is right there next to the vehicle and he can diagnose it properly, meaning smoke check. Oh my God, smoke check. You know how many times I said smoke check today? Today I've said smoke check like 13 times. Literally 13 times. Smoke check the thing. But Alex, smoke check it. But I think smoke check it, please. And they go, why? So now I have to explain, I don't want to work with a constant leak. Well, it didn't do it before. I don't know that. Maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't as prevalent. Maybe it was minimal and I adjusted for it. And then it came back worse, meaning something got looser over time. And now we're going back and forth. And I'm like, dude, just smoke check the motherfucker. And you know what? They don't smoke check it. They spray brake clean all over the engine bay. And if it doesn't do an obvious surge, they go, there's no smoke. There's no leak. I did a smoke check. And I almost want to go, show me. But I can't, because at that point, I'm just like, dude, you got to listen. So if you have a mechanic that has the ability to smoke check, diag something, install good parts, recommend good parts, does good work, number one, don't haggle on pricing. He gets paid what he gets paid because of the experience he has, and he knows what he's doing. And when he deals with someone like us or whoever the hell tunes you, he can diag the issue, and it's never going to be a mechanical issue. So yeah, that's one of those things that can be your blessing or your biggest curse, because they can steer you down the wrong path. Oh, this throttle body's too big for this manifold. I think you need more fuel. You think you need more fuel? Throttle bodies don't dictate fueling unless there's a leak. Again, throttle bodies do not dictate fueling. Hey, Alex, I got a twin 60 throttle body. I put on a twin 65. I need more fuel added to the tune. What the fuck are you talking about? No, we'll just compensate for the TPS, throttle area, feed forward table. That's it. Oh, what about more fuel? What about more fuel? Sheesh. So yeah, it can be your blessing or your biggest curse. And I've seen it so many times that I wanted to talk a little bit about that. We'll get going to some of the comments, talk some shit. Too bad I still have my F-body. I'd give anything to be able to afford a Gen 2 nowadays. If you get a good Ford Tech and he warranties stuff, even though you're modded, tip them. Oh yeah, absolutely. If there's a Ford Tech that overlooks the shit you did, the BBK headers, the BBK throttle body, the Corsa cold air, the ported manifold that you did at home with a Dremel tool, and he still warranties your work, give the dude $100 tip. At least $100. Don't be cheap. Don't be stupid. Give that guy some money because he's looking the other way. I'd tip him whatever the fuck he wanted. Isn't it cheaper to go NA? Jesus, Mustang people these days. This is Angel Jovel. Ray says, true story. I had a Trailblazer SS, won a cold air and tuned before I got home. Truck was throwing codes and driving like crap because the intake fell apart before I got home. But then homeboy wants to sit there and argue it. I'm like, dude, you need to just please do what I say. Please, please, please. I need to make the tuning. I need to get you off my list as soon as possible. And the longer you're on my list, the less efficient I am. And the back and forth. Look, I finished 4 or 5 guys today with Whipple or Paxton's or Turbos E85 today. And some people, NA, are still asking questions. No. Don't ask questions. Do what I say, please, because I'm doing it for you. I'm not doing it for shits and giggles. You think I want to sit here and go back and forth for 17 hours? No, I want to get your car done as soon as possible. And by you listening to me is the quickest way we're going to get that done. Uh-oh, he's looking. That means he's going to start barking. So he's giving me that look like, man, I want attention, motherfucker. All right. Hey, Alex, I was cruising on the highway and the car shut off the first time. Do you think I have VCT issues? 2020 GT, 1080, bone stock, 11,000 miles, oil change 1,000 miles ago. No. Boy, that is interesting. I don't think on the highway your car stalled. On the highway, that's rare. Usually when you're on the gas cruising, I don't think you're going to have the camera version issue. The camera version issue tends to happen mostly at idle, like sustained idle, when RPMs are the lowest and oil pressure is the lowest. So I don't really think that cruising, you're going to have that intermittent VCT issue. Make sure that you don't have like a aftermarket. You're going to fall, dude. You're going to fall. Make sure that you don't have an aftermarket cold air intake, that the couplers aren't loose because they do get loose over time. Make sure that you don't have a grill delete that causes turbulent air in the MAF and causing wigged out signals. There's a lot of things that can happen. Only at the Marianas Nationals, you're paying for the knowledge it takes to do something right, says with SVT, not how long it takes them. That is interesting. There was a thing where a guy mentioned, this cruise ship didn't, the engine didn't want to start on this massive ship, and some guy came in, hit it with a hammer, and things started. Then he sent them a $30,000 bill or something like that. And they're like, well, all you did was hit it with a hammer. He goes, you're not paying for the actual physical labor. You're paying for the experience. Like some people go, I need you to itemize this. How long did it take you? It took me an hour. It's going to take me about 3 to 5 hours. Well, why are you charging me $800? Because it would take everyone else 10 to 15. So I'm actually giving you a discount. And they're like, well, what's your shop rate? Once you get there with a well-known legit tech, this game is not for you. I know people that the more money they have, the less they tend, well, not all of them. Some of them tend to really, zone in on the bill. But some people go, if it's custom work, whatever the price is the price, and we go from there. And a guy should save for a chromosome delete. But Alex, if we listen to you, we aren't friends then. Yeah, exactly. I think people like to prolong the ticket system. I had a guy today goes, hey, I sent you a picture on IG. I'm like, nah, bro, love you. You got to send everything here. Hey, then they want to talk about the stream. Don't make fun of me on the live stream. I'm like, dude, don't even reference the live stream in the ticket system. Just back and forth business. Boom, 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 boom. You're gone. We are not going to be friends. We're not going to be boys. I'm not even going to remember you. Like a lot of times I go, I have to look back in the ticket to know who the hell you are and go, oh, this guy just switched to E85. Hey, try this. I don't have a personal connection to really anyone in the ticket system unless you know who I have a connection to? The tech. Like Michael Zakis, Danny Jimenez, Brian Campbell, whoever works, Power by the Hour, whoever works on a vehicle, I remember the shop. And then I can say, hey, I have a connection because I know the tech and we've done a ton of work together. If it's a customer, I rarely remember like the history between us. Don't you remember that one time I did this? I'm like, I really don't, bro. The most informative live out there for real. Oh, thanks, 5-0s, man. And my 10R80 FBO dying on me and my E85, all good, but the AFR and Lambda 1 and 2 are all over the place. What could it be? Thanks. If Lambda 1 and 2 are all over the place at idle, you either have unmetered air entering, so you have to check for leaks, or you have some O2s on the way out, one or the other. Dot A for the win, says Kylan Bibbs. Sunkiss SRT says, I'm sharing this once the live is over. Nice. A and YouTube Corrupt, member for 7 months, says, car feels great. Thanks for everything, man. Can't wait for the daily rainstorms to stop so I can drive it more often. You're going to love that thing. If you want a second gear launch tune, YouTube Corrupt, hit me up in the ticket system, because once you're making that kind of power at with a blower car and 10R80, second gear seems to be more favorable when traction is less available. Fat but Fast says, if I put helium in my tires, will it make my NA car faster? Dude, trust me, someone's gonna try that. Someone will try anything to get light or anything. They're psycho like that. JD Swag says, that's Jeremy Clarkson's way. Fix it with a hammer. Brandon says, finally got a chance to catch you live. Been on the grind lately. Good. That's what you got to do when you're young. Work, not fuck around and do dumb shit. I just moved to El Paso where the elevation is 3,000 feet. How much boost do I need to run to make 800 real horsepower and 85 in a Gen 3 Mustang with twins? That's a funny question. Because if you notice, a lot of people that claim dyno numbers are in elevation. And the dyno corrects for elevation. So the uncorrected number is, let's say if they make 800, in real life, if they don't correct for elevation, or if they correct for elevation, I think it's backwards, where they correct for elevation, the number's lower, and they don't correct it higher. I forget how exactly that works. It's one or the other. I've seen guys make 1,000 horsepower on pump gas and fucking elevation. And I'm like, and then you look at the correction factor and it's 30%. So that question is funny. How much boost do you need to make at 800 horsepower on E85 in a Gen 3 Mustang with twins? Well, if you have less available air in the area, you might need a couple or 3 more PSI or maybe 4 more PSI of boost to be able to make what that car would make at sea level. Understand that. So if you have 14 PSI at 3,000 feet and then you come down to sea level or the Mariana Trench and yeah, use the same fucking boost, you're going to have make a lot more power because there's a lot more air available. So, you know, there is no like set. I'm sure there's a set formula, but I'm really bad at math, which is hilarious. Corporate Alex. Angel Javel. Hot Sauce 350 says, you don't remember my 350? Now I'm sad. Oh, I remember your 350, Hot Sauce. You were the one that was like, hey, man, my shit made 900 horsepower. And I said, it's going to blow up. And it blew up. I couldn't imagine you were surprised when a GT350 motor blows up. When I tell you it's going to blow up. Guys, you want your GT350 motor to live a long life? Keep it under 800. But it made 900 so easily. Right. Until it doesn't. Until it fucking flings a rod. There goes your heads. There goes your pit. There goes your block. There goes everything. It's over. It's over. It's done. Dear Alex, I emailed you, but you still ain't responding. I left my cell, my pager, and my home and my home phone at the bottom. I sent you 2 logs back in autumn. You must not have got them. I'm telling you, there's a lot of stands out there. There's a lot of stands that wonder, why aren't we friends? And I understand why. The relationship between you and your car is the most important relationship in your life. And I am responsible for keeping it alive or making it go fast. And you think, Alex made my car great. Now me and Alex are boys. And you couldn't be further from the truth. Matt Long says, do you exclusively tune for HPJ? What do you mean? I tune for everyone that Lund Racing has as a dealer or a customer. I want to get work done by Danny Bill, but I can't find a good way to get in touch with him. Is the only way through his Insta or Facebook? Danny Jimenez. Just look for some Mexican looking dude that named Danny Jimenez. I'm sure you'll find him, no problem. Oh, fuck, man. 30% correction factor here. It's funny seeing guys claim 700 and running 11.4 at 124 fat but fast. I looked him up on Facebook but didn't see him. I'll look again. Thanks, Clip Clop the Horse. Oh my God. I'm gonna type in Danny Jimenez. Danny Jimenez. If you get a bunch of people hitting you up, you're welcome. I'll take a referral fee. You know, he works at Gapplebee's apparently. So there you go. Hey, good looking guy, good looking wife. I don't want to put his wife on shit because I don't know, it's kind of weird. Let me see. 1080 monitor. Where's 1080 monitor? So there you go. Bam. Danny Jimenez. Danny Bill. Look, you got a legit shop, brick and mortar, no bullshit. Okay, so hit him up. Danny Jimenez looking for a high quality, qualified full time technician for the new shop. So he hired a new dude. He's doing good. He hired another tech. Danny Bill, new beginnings, hashtags. Shit. Good for you, buddy. Good for you. So there you go. I just gave you some business. Do you know what I'm saying? My buddy's stock 2023 with like 600 miles blew up. Some of them have oil consumption issues. That's the only thing holding me back from like really going balls deep with the GT350 is like stock motors blow up with like bobo shit, like nothing. Hot Sauce says, HPJ has Alex locked in the basement. That's right. I only tune for HPJ. They only bring me out and feed me when I got to tune a car. Thanks for answering my question. I guess I'll be turning up the boost a little bit more, says Alex Ortega. Weren't you the guy yesterday that was like, hey, what the fuck, man? He's answering questions on the fucking... Orale, he's answering questions on the chat. How come he don't fucking start the show? I'm here. Alex is looking to expand his circle of friends. Please send him your cell phone number, Insta, etc. Please don't. Please don't. Danny, that new shop you got is about to be full. Tango. Hey, man, if he somehow gets like 4 or 5 people hitting him up because of this show, I better be seeing edible arrangements shit in the mail. You know, something. Should I wait until I pull you down before I utilize second gear leave? Yeah, I would. Honestly, I don't think it's necessary, your power level right now. But if you're on the street and you're like, man, let me just try it just to see what it's like, I think you'll like it. I think you'll like it just in general. That long first is a nice look. Got it. Any recommendations for a blower install in SoCal? Now, where is Alfredo Melendrez? Let me see if he's on my friends list. I don't know where he's at. Let me see. Melendrez. Alfredo Melendrez in Speedline Motorsports. He's in Delano, California. Let me see. Delano, California. Where are you? Is it south or is it north or middle? I don't know. I don't fuck shit about California, bro. Let me see. 1080p monitor. Where's Delano, California? Yeah, it's definitely not south, but he's there. He's in Delano, Bakersfield. Is this South I don't know what they consider South California, like LA and down? Is that way? Or Santa Barbara and down? Like, what do you consider, that? So Alfredo Melendrez, Speedline Motorsport. You go to Speedline Motorsport. He's in somewhere over there. He is a great tech, great guy in California. You need any work done in California, I co-sign off of him. He works with us. I think he tunes also. So, if you want a Lund tune, he'll log for us. If you want him to tune it, he'll tune it. But hey, shout out to them too. Fuck it. I am shouting out good techs. Hey Alex, is the BAP and LE47s enough to run a E50 blend of ethanol Century boosted car at 8 to 10 p.m.? Fuck no. No. Done. No. 47s and a BAP on E50? No. And when you say, well, my buddy did it, cool, then awesome. But no, just real simple, no. His shop is already full. Hashtag Danny Built. Clip clop the horse. Alex, how much wheel horsepower can a stock stick already hold before I should start considering a PBH rebuild kit? Thanks. I know that, what's his name? Green Goblin 50 or something like that. Guys from the South, Texas or something like that. He ended up making over 800 horsepower, and it was a stock trans, and I can't believe it stayed alive. But I would say comfortably high 600s, low 700s should be okay. But I've even seen some of them break at 600. So it's just a crapshoot. But honestly, I think it'll live a long life in the 600 to 700 range. Anything above that, you can pretty much have one on standby just in case. The forward shaft's going to go. The forward planet's going to go. You know, the forward planet goes, everything goes. The forward shaft goes, you just don't have any forward gears. You know what I'm saying? What power level for second gear leave? Over 800 is a real good idea, in my opinion. Over 800. It just works really nice. And if you have a TVS that hits really hard down low, I think second gear leave. I've even had nitrous guys do second gear leave with 355s in the rear. And them shits have been money. Alex, would you consider docking with your best guy friends? No. I've never seen another penis live. All right? I'm one of those guys. I guarantee there's 270 people in the chat. I guarantee half of you have seen another penis live. Like in person, there's another penis. I am looking at someone else's penis. I have never done that. Like literally never, ever seen someone else's penis live. No, thank you. No docking. I'm good. Good morning, says Andres Martinez. Hello, Alex. Kudos on the transmission tune update. It's great, said Forced Horse. I'm glad you're happy. I forget who you are, though. Love you. I just don't know. I probably said 30 of those today, so I don't know who you are. Matt211G says Punch Out. It is Mike Tyson's Punch Out in the background. I have all the Nintendo games. Kyle Brandon or somebody sent me a Nintendo Switch. I hooked it up to the television. I have a PS4 hooked up. I got a Sega Genesis hooked up, and I have a Nintendo Switch hooked up. I'm going to try to get the Xbox hooked up, but that television only has 2 HDMI out, so I'll see if I can get more going. Isn't blowers, turbos, life illegal in Cali? Wow, the English. It ain't blowers and turbos and life illegal in Cali? And life, that's very good. I like it. Isn't life illegal in California? Oh, yeah. Angel Jovel says, Alex, any sponsors for this show or any of your shows? Look, it's open, but you got to understand. Okay, so I do a daily show. If you want to be a sponsor of the show, hit me up on email, ydbforlife@gmail.com, and it requires money. But a lot of people don't want to pay for this kind of rep. So I rep sometimes people that I just like that don't pay, but I'm not going to sponsor a show a lot for no money. I don't do anything for free. This show has a decent reach. A lot of people see it. There's a lot of eyes on it. The replays do really well. If you want to become a sponsor, even for one episode or for a week, it requires money. How much does it cost you to run an article in Muscle Mustangs and Fast Forwards, in Ford Muscle, or any of those magazines, or the digital magazine? How much does it cost you? What is your budget per year? And how many of those magazines actually sell per month? And actually people see your ad in the middle of the magazine? 300? 500? Maybe, right? This show gets about 6,000 to 7,000 views a week, right? The repeats get about 6,000 or 7,000 depending on how good the show was and what the title is and how everything is hashtagged. That's usually how it works. But no sponsors. That was a long way of saying no sponsors. Almost wrecked my Mazda 3. Safe power level for a 2012 GT MT82, Vortec V3, VMP BAP, Detroit 95 E85. Wow, everything was wrong with that fucking shit. Everything was wrong with that. BAP, Detroit 95's E85. Fuck your trans. Safe power level, 500. E85 with a BAP and Detroit 95, 500 on the West Coast. Look, when it comes to the 10R80 game, I trust very few people. Manuel Gomez is pretty much consistently the guy who builds the Billy baddest of the 10R80s. Then Power by the Hour is the other people I trust. Aside from that, your local builders might be able to slap some clutches in, but the really Billy badass stuff, it kind of belongs to PBH. I'm sorry, Midnight, and then PBH after that. Alex, how's it going, brother? How do you think Vortec kit would work with the comp stage 2s and ported heads? Would it be too lazy on the low end? It might be a little lazy on the low end, Colt 10R80. But again, if you have a 10R80 and you want to launch, why not launch with a two-step? Or get a trans brake and a two-step and launch with boost. Yes, if you actually two-step a centrifugal, it'll develop a little boost as opposed to just foot brake. Just a little, not a lot. It's not going to be 10 PSI. He did have Ultimate Header once or twice. Yes, Ultimate Header did sponsor the show before. A couple of guys sponsored the show before. FIC sponsored the show. Ultimate Header sponsored the show, but that runs out. And if they want to re-up it, they got to hook a brother up. I think if you, let's say for instance, FIC, right? FIC, they sponsor me. I have nothing but FIC injectors in every car except the GT500, and they want me to put FICs in that, and I'm like, I appreciate it, but it works, so why change anything that works? I love it, leave it alone, it works just fine. Once they give you injectors, then that runs out. It's not an infinite thing, in my opinion. But I run their shit and I rep their shit, and I was able to help Lund dial in the 1440s. Did I have to do that? No. Did it help with Lund being able to vet these injectors to their customers? Yes. So it only helped them. That's all I really owe them, in my opinion. Primary repeat replay viewer. What is this happening? What's happening? Gotcha. Wasn't sure how it works. Thought it had a full line of people. Had a full line of people ready. I mean, you should, because this show is the best. Thank you. I appreciate that. Alex, I'm going to go put the 18 GT on the dyno soon. How detrimental is upstream mode 2? Everything. To its overall performance on the dyno, I get a code for driver side upstream open circuit. That means you don't have it connected, or it's a bad wire in it. GT Garage, it's detrimental because what's happening on that bank, it's not fueling properly. Now, that's not to say it's going to blow up. It might be running fine, but the computer is not seeing a proper fuel trim on that bank. So not that it's going to be held back by 50 horse, but it's definitely not safe and a wise thing to do by not knowing how that side is trimming fuel. Hot Sauce says HPJ builds 10R80s. There you go. Isaiah with the Roush says, sounds like my job with forklifts. They ask if I remember that lift I did last week, and I'm like, you got a serial number so I can look it up? I work on 15 a day. Exactly. Four Innovations needs to sponsor ASAP, no cap. Look, I'd love to look, if Four Innovations sponsors me, I would love for Four Innovations to provide like a badass kit to give away. I don't want it for any of my own vehicles, not because I don't like them. It's because I don't think that'd be fair. I get enough things offered to me. So I would prefer just to have Four Innovations say, hey, Alex, we're thinking about sponsoring a show. Here's a kit, level 1, level 2, whatever you want to do. And then I'll give it away. I'll do a giveaway, maybe for the members more than anything, because I think they pay a premium. And if they want to have a shot of winning a Four Innovations fuel system, cool. Now, if this show really takes off, I'll do a lot of giveaways. But as of now, I can't just be buying shit and giving shit away. There's no payoff for that. Hey, Alex, I have a CJ inlet on a Gen 5 Whipple, but the air filter has no clearance because it hits the intercooler tank. Other than getting an ice tank, are there any solutions you've seen? Carter's Gaming? No. A CJ inlet? You mean the 150 millimeter cold air intake for the Gen 5 Whipple? That is a massive inlet. If you guys don't know what he's talking about, I'll show you. It's a CJ inlet supercharger. Let me see. CJ inlet supercharger cold air. It's literally the Cobra Jet cold air intake is this freaking massive cold air intake that Whipple. Oh yeah, this thing, Jesus, it's a monster, right? This thing, it's huge. It's no joke. It's very big. So yeah, if you want to party like a rock star, I mean, that's. But again, I don't recommend this cold air unless you're making ridiculous amounts of boost and you don't mind some drivability issues, because 150 millimeter cold air barely moves enough air at idle to be able to sample nicely so that the car's happy at idle. Now, if you're pulley to death, meaning 20% and a 2.9 or 3.0, then it'll generate enough airflow at idle and should be okay. Chupa Meween says, Roush sponsorship? Roush is not touching me. No way. We need to pick up Tony a legit chair that raises up so he's more visible on the screen. Now he's good. He likes the curvature of this chair. I have a couple of chairs that are higher. He did not like them. He hated them. He got on this and he fell asleep right away. And I'm like, that's his chair. Little hangout car show chair. Straw Hat got the corona. Hope he feels better soon. He did? Cletus got the Rona? Oh man, that's no good. Hopefully he does feel better soon. We don't want homeboy dying. Fuck all that. No, he'll bounce. He's young as fuck. He'll bounce back, bro. The problem is all the people he meets. You seen the people he hangs out with? They look pretty dirty all the time. Always greasy and dirty and nasty. And I'm like, I don't want to hang out with those people. But I hope he feels better. I hope he's better. Tony's wiped out again. Tony's done. That dude's awesome. Dude, look. I bring the camera down a little bit. Oh, a little more. You guys just want to see Tony. You don't care about me. Like I don't matter in this whole equation, right? Who gives a fuck about me? It's all about the little man. So yeah, he's out. He's like, I'm done. I'll leave it here just for the hell of it because maybe show the top of my head. There's enough head, yo. You know what I'm saying? There we go. So, Alex, you sure you don't want us to buy your merch first? And when your show does take off, would you give away your cars besides hush money? If the show takes off, what does take off mean? It means over 200,000 subscribers, making over 25,000 a month. I don't think that's going to happen for a very long time. You know, who the hell knows? Unless I start sticking wrenches up my ass. If I start sticking wrenches up my ass, this thing will explode because you're all gay. I guarantee you guys would love it. Wolf makes a 150 millimeter throttle body. They do, but I don't trust that throttle body, A-Wheeler. I'm not a big fan of that throttle body. I still think the best throttle body made by Whipple ever is the 132. It's just so awesome. I love it. The horsepower difference between a 132 and a 150 is like 9 or 8. I'd rather have drivability and repeatability than 9 extra horse at like 1100 horsepower. Members only giveaway, so then it's not a giveaway because you have to buy something first, according to one of your earlier vids where you went on a rant about it. While I mean, look, they're already paying a premium for it. So why would I give anything away to the peasants? That's what the peasant chat's for. But the premium members already are paying. I didn't say, hey, by the way, I'm doing a giveaway, become a member. I said, you're already a member, so I'll do it for the members only. Reekin50 says, what clutch would you get for a bolt-on 15 performance package? What the hell does it matter if it's a performance package or not? Why do people think a performance package is different in power output than a non-performance package? Is the motor different? Is the trans different? Is the drive shaft different? Nothing's different. Oil cooler, suspension, and wheels. And brakes. That's it. And a wing. So the clutch, RST, Mantic, the usual suspects. I know this is the wrong channel, but what's your saying when an old chick wants a baby, and what does it mean in English? Thanks for all the content. So on the other channel, when I say when a woman is in the danger zone, to me, is anything but 35, 36, and they want us to want to have a baby. And I go, uh-oh, baby, you're in the danger zone. Baby's gonna come out a little retarded because the health risk of having a child that late in life goes up percentage-wise. Health risk to you, health risk to the baby. So I say, ese nene va a salir retardado. Literally translate to, that kid's gonna come out retarded. You know what I'm saying? I have the 132 throttle body will crammed air filter, reduced power. What's a crammed air filter? Oh, shit. Just specifying. I understand Reekin50. Any clutch, RST, Mantic, the usual suspects. It's not going to be, you don't need anything special for that kind of power level. It has performance in it. It has more power. Do you know I think Puerto Ricans in Puerto Rico buy performance pack Mustangs just because it's a performance pack Mustang, not because they care about the brakes. They don't give a shit about that stuff. Puerto Ricans in Puerto Rico buy a performance pack Mustang, then they gut it. It has more power, says Anthony. PP, rear gears usually different. Whoa, well then let's just absolutely throw a different clutch at it. Whoa, different gear. Oh, let's stop the presses. You need a triple disc Mantic with 373s. Hey, Alex, any members only chats soon? Dude, I do a chat every day. I can't believe that question's even asked. I do a chat every day. You want a members only chat on top of the 6 I do a week? Dude, love ya. Love ya. Love ya. Damn. Carter's Gaming says, crammed again. Like, I didn't understand the first time, and saying it again. Oh, tight fitment? Oh. I'm like, is there a company called Crammed Cold Air? Like Fram, but the dollar store Cram. Remember the Cram guy? The Cram when the goats are butting their heads? Cram. What are you talking? Cram.
Hey, where y'all going? We just getting started, man. Y'all just gonna ride off while I'm talking to y'all? Man, get off this bike, man. We all think y'all are out here, huh? Just gonna ride off on me. Hey, baby girl, where you going? We just getting started. Baby girl, where you going? You just gonna walk off? You know, I thought we were having a good conversation. Come on now, you just gonna? Oh, you gonna wave me off? You gonna wave me off? Who you think you? You know what? Who you think you are with your little white sweatshirt on? Get on out here, huh? Who you think you are out here, man? Just gonna wave me off and slam me? Oh, what are you doing? We got Captain Saberhorn out here.
Cram cold air intakes. Lund helped me diagnose a Battle 2. Customer service on point. Quick 13. Thank you. For a sleeve motor, 35 pounds of boost. Do you suggest O-ring cylinders too? Absolutely. Chop suey. Fuck everything. I would do everything. Everything too. 35 pounds of boost. So you're planning on making 1,500 horsepower? Will the stock sector already be able to handle 7 to 750? Yeah. Not long, but yeah. Why don't you tune EcoBoost Mustang? Because they're gay. There you go. I mean, it doesn't get more black and white than that, right? There's a cram sound. What's up, Alex? 8 to the chat. Said Mr. Shelby 20. Do you do a chat every day and people still ask for more? Alex, you gave me all 9 inches. Do you think you could give me a little more? Oh, Alex, you got such a big hog. Yeah. Can you go balls deep and get me that extra 1/4 inch? I'm like, do you want blood? Do you want blood? I mean, I'm giving you everything. Yes, 1,500 to chop. So yeah, bro, you're going to need to O-ring everything, Plasma Man intake or any kind of metal intake, O-ring everything. You're going to probably have to not run coolant through the cylinder heads, the whole 9 yards. That's Billy Badass shit, bro. Yeah, also the guy with the red booty shorts and the goat. Got it. Dude, this is what MMA was made for. MMA was made for. That goat needed to get choked out. MMA was made for you to choke goats? That's interesting. What's the best way to go about making the MTD2 feel less crappy? Some Ferrari guy. A new shifter really helps. Now, I prefer the stock shifter on MT82s. I really do. But the problem is when you go aftermarket shifter, it becomes way more notchy in a good way, in my opinion. Feels more like a gated shifter on the trans, but you get NVH. Noise, vibration, and harshness from the trans and the mount. So people go, well, it's worse. Alex, you recommended a shifter and it got worse. The stock shifter made no noise. Right, but the stock shifter is spongy to a lot of people. I like the stock shifter. The problem is the linkage can get kinked once in a while if you're speed shifting and bad stuff can happen. So I prefer a Barton Hybrid 3. And I don't care about NVH. But if you were to tell me, gun to your head, Alex, stock shifter for comfort, stock shifter. For just all-out racing and you don't care about NVH, I'd get a Barton. Well, best form of boost for a 14 Mustang GT. Wanting to push close to 750 on stock motor. So Daniel Ruiz, you want to blow it up. A stock motor Gen 1 is right at the danger zone at 700 horsepower wheel. And you want to make 50 past that? Any blower will make that happen. A Whipple, a TVS, a Paxton, or turbos. It doesn't matter. Any of them can blow it up. What is the McLeod clutches blowing up transmission? So the RXT. The RXT is made for like a John Deere tractor. Like to be on dirt, tilling, doing whatever. It is not made for a street vehicle. Oh, but it has the best holding capacity. Right. So when you disengage it, put the trans in gear and engage the clutch again, Sasso. What's that smell? Sasso. I mean, Ron, I'm telling you, it's just going to blow it up. I guarantee it. That's why I prefer the RST. It's organic. It's not ceremetallic or whatever the fuck they want to call it. The RXT to me is a non-starter in any MT82. Any MT82. I'm giving her all she's got, Captain. What would be your next step daddy car of choice? CTSV, RS7, etc. I like the CTSV, the CT5, I think it's called. The black CT5, I forget the big one, the black one, the 660 horse one. Saw a review on it and I liked it very much. But the RS7 and RS5 to me are super badass. Just a different level of refinement, in my opinion. Are you down on Pro Charger in general, or do you just don't prefer their setup for the Coyote 2 things? I have a personal beef with someone who works there. Maybe they don't know, but I do, because I thought they tried to throw me under the bus. And remember, guys, all this stuff that happened, all the people I recommend and don't recommend, there is personal shit that happens between that. On the other hand, they usually, maybe not always, use an auxiliary pulley, meaning a pulley on a pulley, pulleyception. Pulleyception. Like their stage 2 kits or whatever, where they have an auxiliary pulley extending the crank and putting extra strain, extra leverage on the end of the crank, causing deflection. Then they put a little band-aid called the MFP crank support, the copy, basically. And they make power. I'm not going to say they don't make power, but I'm not a fan of extending the crank for any reason. For any reason. Under any circumstances, I'm not a fan of elongating the crank to drive something. No, thank you. The Paxtons use the forward drive, the stock one. The Vortex does also. The VMP uses the rear, and the Vortex uses the front, and the Whipple uses the front. They don't extend anything. CT5V Blackwing, that's it. There you go. Thank you. There's a T56 Magnum swap for S197 for sale in All Motor Coyotes Facebook group. That's like the AIDS group, 1982 AIDS group. I've always preferred the gearing of the MT82, especially in the S197. Okay, got it. Someone said bumble swipes. 2022 CT5 Blackwing is 668 horsepower beast you can get with a manual. That's what I heard, and I like it very much. And it records track data with a camera and overlays all of your throttle position, your G meter, brake, gas. It has a little SD card slot on the left that overlays any data and with video. It's super cool. Mike's Garage says snaps now. Exactly. Alex, you should reach out to Ace clutches. A bit pricey, but hands down the best clutch in the world, in my opinion. I don't know anything about Ace clutches, and I'm not going to start reaching out to people. This is why. If I reach out to people, it looks like I'm begging for something. You know what I mean? It looks bad if I start reaching out to people saying, hey guys, I'd like to work with you. If I want something, I buy it. If I think a Black Magic clutch is in my future, I'm going to call them to buy it. I'm going to get info, and then I'm going to have my card ready and go, I want it. Right? I don't like contacting them and working with you, because that's code for I want it for free and I'll shout it out on your channel. I want the option to say no. And the only way you have an option to say no to a product is by paying for it. The only way you have an option to saying no thank you to a product is by paying for it. Because when you pay for it, now you don't owe them anything. You just go, I paid for it. I don't like it. I'm going to move on. Now, if you're a smart guy, you don't say you don't like it. You just say, yeah, I tried a clutch from blah, blah, blah company. And you know what? I'm going to go somewhere else. Or I'm going to try something else. You don't say, I bought it and they suck, because that's stupid in my opinion. So working with them means shouting them out in a positive light. And I don't want to owe anything to anybody. I'm done with that game. I'll just pay you. Hayek Boyajan says, what's up, Alex? Checking in. Long time I haven't seen that name in the chat. Dallas County judge just mandated all indoor buildings require people to wear masks. How dumb these people to get elected. I thought that's why we were all vaxing up. No, man. No, you're Dallas? I thought Texas was free. Bullshit. Told you guys that motherfucker's going blue. Hey, code P to bed was fixed by replacing the DI injector number 4. P to bed. Injector number 4. Also, that causes misfire codes. Sometimes the injectors can get the O-ring can not seal and cause fuel leakage into the cylinder, which shows up as a misfire. Oh, 2011 Matt 2011 GT says MGW equals makes great wallets. They do make great wallets. Triple Diesel Dan says, Sponsorship equals censorship. Exactly. If someone sponsors me, right? Like, okay, right now, FIC injectors, right? I tell you guys 1000s, 1000 H's, right? 1000 H's, 1440s, 1650s. That one's, you know, I have 1650s, but I recommend the 1440s and the 1000 H's. 100%. 1650s, I don't think that's something you need by and large. That's for like race only, E85 only guys. On pump gas, I wouldn't even bother. But I represent, you know, I rep them. But I'm honest with them too. I'm very honest. I'm like, yeah, I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of that. When someone gives you something like a sponsor, you're going to all of a sudden have to say they're awesome. You can never say, you know what, you did me wrong. It sucks. I'm going to stop sponsoring you. They're going to go, well, what the fuck? I gave you all these free parts. You owe me. I'm like, I don't owe you shit. I had a cold air manufacturer give me a cold air. He thought that cost to him was probably $150. Thought that would buy positive reviews in perpetuity. I'm like, you're psycho. You're a fucking psycho. Hey Alex, what do you think about the VMP heat exchanger with fans? Or heat exchanger, or what heat exchanger do you recommend? Candace Page, so the VMP heat exchanger is basically an AFCO unit with fans and works really well. Now, is it gonna lower your IATs by a bunch? No. Is it gonna recover faster? Yes. Like the Roush single pass, it sucks, right? So you get a Roush single pass and then the IATs can be to 140 or something like that. So then when you make a pull, it just takes forever to recover. The VMP heat exchanger holds more fluid, has fans going all the time. So generally you'll have lower IAT2s or air charge temperatures or blower temperatures or intercooler temp. But the recovery is faster. The recovery is just faster because it has fans and more capacity, plain and simple. So many people flooding Texas. It's going to be blue by next election. Yep. There is like there's like a game plan in place by those people. There's a game plan. Turn red states blue. Just move there. Turn everyone you can blue and power forever. It's a game plan. Trust me. Now, you don't have to trust me. Just do some research. Just start looking at the electro map and see how it's slowly turning blue in a lot of hardcore red places in the past. What's your favorite supercharged setup for a Gen 1 6R80 car for around 6 to 650? It's only been said a million times. A TVS. A TVS. A TVS. 2.3 that they don't make anymore. A 2.3. A 2.3 TVS at that power level is perfection. Candace Page for your... Okay, I got that. Would you say for a set of weld wheels for a drag pack, or are the Dark Star or VMS's acceptable improvement over stock wheels while staying budget-oriented? Budget-oriented? You can get the Poverty Stars or the Family Dollar Stars, which I have over there. But weld wheels, I don't think are... You're not going to perform better on weld wheels than like VMS's if the weight's the same. It's just everyone's going to know at the track that you're poor. That's it. Like, that's literally it. Everyone's going to go, oh, shit, he's poor. But them wheels are rocking, though. But he's poor. Like, bead locking VMSs is hilarious to me. Like, bead locking race stars. I saw a guy, Wesley Evans, put up a post. Let me see if I can find it. He put up a post of a guy. Let me see. Fake bead locking something. Like literally glued on. Yeah, here it is. Bro, I'm good. Look at this. Wesley Evans back August 9th. Check this out. Good condition wheel weld. Wow. We faked bead lock. Good for track racing and street car 10-inch. Look, guys. They actually fake bead locked. And some guy said, I'm too poor for fake bead locks. Let me see. I'm too poor. I'm too poor for fake bead locks. Let me see. Yeah, he's out. He's just jumping out of a window. He's like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm out of here. How much you want to bet that car has never seen a track? Was just looking at trying to read this post like, what the fuck? What the fuck? I didn't know they made stuff like that. That's stupid. Fade bead locks. I've never seen anything like that. Turbo Bullet is gold sometimes. How much you want to bet he has an LS? Billy Bradley says, how much you want to bet he has an LS? He said, oh, definitely. And a parachute no matter what. And let's see. Only 500 doll hairs to swap it here. Where did it say I am too poor for? Here we go. Chris Cook says, I've just realized I'm too poor for fake beadlocks. So yeah, $800 in St. Cloud, Florida, fake beadlocked wheels. Could you imagine? Could you imagine that's the world we live in? That is the world we live in. Shout out to Wesley Evans. You're right about that. Brainwashing people too. Go blue. Exactly. Like plastic Walmart. Beadlock and NA guys are cancer. Reminds me of Centerline street locks for 4x4s. Doesn't McLeod have an RXT, RXT HD, and the HD breaking MT82s, or does it matter? I don't know which one is though. I think the RXT, the regular RXT for MT82s is the one that's busting shit. You know what I am saying? Simulated beadlocks are big in the Jeep world. No shit. Madi. 7-month anniversary being a member. I appreciate you, sir, for being a member for 7 months. I appreciate you very much. Fake beadlock with fake Brembo calipers. If you get beat by a guy on VMSs while on beadlock weld, your entire life is done ended. It's done and ended. I mean, look, I'm going to probably get beat by a guy with VMSs one of these days, and I don't care. I'm like, good for you. You beat me with cheap poverty stars. I don't care. Like, I have no ego when it comes. I don't care. But it's funny. It's going to happen one day. Someone's going to capture it on video, go, hey, Alex, all that shit you talk. I'm like, what do you mean all that shit? I have the wheels. It's hilarious to me. Sad that people actually believe it's red versus blue. It's not what they're the same thing, which is the vaccine. Everyone knows moving to Florida is perfect. Then Florida will be quarantined. Got all the reps. Got it. Don't forget the bump at the start line, NA only. If you bump in NA, bro, I don't know what to tell you. You're such a fucking poser. You are such a fucking poser if you bump in NA. Like, wow. Runs 12 seconds, quarter, and has beadlocks with a chute. It needs beadlocks with the wine mod. 7-second GT in Alberta running poverty stars. Haha, exactly. There's a car that Aldo Welds is building that has VMSs. It's been 8.0s or 8.1. I'm like, no beadlock, bitch-ass VMSs. Getting it done. Did you see the beadlocks on the... Did you guys ever happen to catch the beadlocks on the blue GT500? Those are real poverty beadlocks. If you've never seen the beadlocks on my blue GT500, those are poverty, ghetto, Riviera Beach, living next to Popeyes beadlocks. Those are shit-ass beadlocks. Hilarious, though. I have beadlocks on my VMS, 1,000 horsepower Shelby GT350. Oh, too bad. You have a GT350 with VMSs. Wow. There was a stock motor Gen 2 with a personal best of 9.0 cage, 400 swap VMSs. Dude was asking $60,000. Guys were killing him in the comments, says Colt 10 or 80. Alex, if the C8 is a steal at 60K, will the Z06 be a bargain at 80, 85? Yeah. Look, the C8. Okay, now everything that you know about everything. C8 versus GT500. C8, NA, running what it runs, the colors that it comes in, the way it looks, versus a 2020 GT500. What's your guys' choice? Let's end it on that. C8 versus 2020 GT500. What do you guys think is best? Knowing everything you know now. Which one do you prefer? Looking at them, colors, performance, everything. Which one do you prefer? I'll digress. I'm gonna go to somewhere and I'm gonna do. Let me see. Let me search here. I'm gonna just vote C8 or 2020 GT500. Let me know. Let me know. We got 3 guys. 4 guys. So we got Wild Horse C8, Mad M C8, Wild Horse Michael Camacho C8, Wings 5288 C8, Pat the One C8, Samuel Aldridge C8, Josh Rooster Cogburn Wood C8, Pussy Pounder said GT500, C8 Scooty, Phil C8, Douglas C8, Mugga C8, JD Swag C8, Matt Hendricks C8, Bam Bam Slow, the one guy C8. Boy, running away. C8 can't make over like 700 horsepower. No, what I'm saying is which one would you get? Because you can't afford either. But based on what you see and what you know now, which one would you get? And the C8 is running away with it. Someone said Amelia Hartford ruined the C8 for me. I understand that. I don't care what others do. I don't care what others do. If you got the money and you look at the C8 versus the GT500, which one would you get? We got like 7 or 8 votes for GT500 and like 30. How does the GT500 look better than the C8? The GT500 is a 2015 Mustang with a body kit. The 2020 GT500 looks exactly like my red car with a different fucking nose, hood, and fenders. But everything else is pretty identical. So look, C8 is running away with it. Now, a lot of you guys that call me fucking idiot for making this video, suck my dick. When I said, oh, Jesus Christ. When I said the C8 is making guys rethink their GT500 purchase, you're gay. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're stupid, Alex. Okay, sure, cool, no problem. And I talked about it for a bunch of time here.
TSV, a V3.
Okay, let's look at the comments. Can't argue with any of that. I'm a Ford fan, but hats off to Chevy. The C8 is a huge move. Who would have thought a $90,000 Mustang and $70,000 Corvette? Now, this was done 2 years ago, fuckers. 2 years ago, I did this. We all knew the C8 was going to be special. The price is what really changes the game. Seriously, though, the C8 is a dope, but the market for C7s is going to be lit. Chevy did reset the market on price. Thank you. And Ford, please pay attention. As someone who's owned multiple Ford products and not one Chevy, I dump all my shit for the C8. That thing is nasty for the price. Fantastic on paper. Okay? There's absolutely no competition for the C8 when you include the price. Hands down. C8 is the beginning of the end of horsepower. C8 is pure Corvette and total game changer. But 2 years ago, a lot of my fucking fans are saying I'm gay, I'm stupid, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I look at a C8 Corvette and I go, badass. It's a cool looking car. Cool looking car. Totally changed everything. And the price is semi-affordable. Now, this market is ridiculous. And I look at a 2020 GT500 and I go, it's a fat fucking Mustang. It's fast, it's cool, but it's a fat fucking Mustang. So, you know, I would buy both, but if I could only buy one, it'd be the C8 because I've had GTs. I've had this stuff, and the GT500 doesn't do anything extra to me than my red car with a TVS did back in the day. So, you know, it's just my thing. C8 is kind of Magnum PI gay, though. That's okay, Hillary Clinton. C8 motor can't handle the horsepower. That's okay. No, I don't care. I'll keep that sucker NA and road race the motherfucker and have a bunch of fun and just have an NA car kicking ass. Everyone said, most people said C8. Yeah, no, not the C8, says Jeremy Slay. Okay, that's fine. I'm a C8 guy. But all right, I'm going to get the hell out of here because I can sit here and argue C8 versus GT500 where 2 years ago I made the case that you'd at least think about it. You'd at least go, maybe. See. So, all right. So that's a nice thing to leave the show off on. All right, I'm going to get out of here tomorrow. We'll have another show, 5 o'clock, YDBT Daily. So those of you that keep wanting more and more, I don't know what to do. I can't give you more. I can't give you. If I have 9 inches and you want 10, you're fucked. You're going to have to, accept 9. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Have a good rest of your day. I'll see you guys tomorrow for your daily dose of YDBT Daily, 5 p.m. Eastern. The only day I am not on is on Saturday, and Tuesdays I'm on at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Sunday, 9:30 a.m. is the Peasant Chat, and the only paid chat is on Tuesdays, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great day, guys. See you guys tomorrow.